Welcome back to another episode of D Sports Gurus. I'm your host, Fresh. Um, Today we're gonna be talking basketball, primarily Pistons basketball. But before we do that, I need y'all to like, subscribe, share, comment, especially if you like the show, so we can keep growing the show. Make sure to keep reaching other people, so so these fanboys can stop trying to insult me in the comment section, saying that's why nobody listening to your podcast. You know what I'm saying? So for those guys' sake, like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff for me. So like I said, we're gonna be talking basketball, primarily Pistons. Today is Sunday. Um, I'm recording this after the Pistons game. Actually, the Pistons game probably finishing up right now. I said, why not get to it? They just get their ass beat. It's about like 2 minutes left when I start recording, so I'm assuming the game is probably over right now. So, but before I get into talking Pistons basketball, we're gonna go through the rest of the NBA, and I'm gonna go through the last 10. All right. So the last 10 is like a roundup I like to do of teams and what they've been doing. I just look at the standings, and I go through the last 10. So since the Pistons is the last in the East, along with the Wizards, I'll just say the Eastern Conference for last. We just start off with the Western Conference last 10. All right. So we got the Thunder at the top of the West, newly at the top of the West. They 7-3 in their last 10. Y'all know what I said about being 7-3 in your last 10. All right, we got the Timberwolves, second spot. Timberwolves lost a tough game today to the Clippers, a real low scoring game. Y'all know I am a big Timberwolves fan, so we took an L today. Unfortunately, we took two tough losses in a row, but we 7-3 in our last 10. And then we got the Nuggets, 42-19, tied with the Timberwolves. They 7-3 in their last 10 as well. Clippers, 39-20. Um, Beat the Timberwolves today in a close matchup, 5-5 in their last 10. So Clippers been kind of shaky, but they was on a tear, and you know it was bound to happen for some averages to come back down. We'll see how they respond. Pelicans 6-4 in their last 10. Y'all know I'm a big Z fan, so I'm rooting for my boys. Suns 6-4 in their last 10. I am a big D Book KD fan as well, so those boys 6-4 in their last 10. Kings 5-5 in their last 10. They beat the Timberwolves the other night, so I'm salty about that. Mavericks 6-4 in their last 10. Mavericks lost a tough game today versus. Don't let me lie to you, but Luka and Kyrie played good. They just didn't have enough. Warriors 7-3 in their last 10, but they got they ass popped today by the Boston Celtics. Celtics was up by 50. You know what I mean? So yeah, they took wood today. Steph Curry had like 4 points. Like I've never seen a stat line with Steph Curry with 4 points. Lakers 6-4 in their last 10. Um, they've been playing pretty good as of lately. They got one of the toughest schedules remaining. So we'll see how serious the Lakers is about being like a contender, or like if they're gonna be like a for sure scary team that teams don't want to play in the playoffs. We'll see how they close the season. That'll determine that. Jazz 2-8 in their last 10. They just been backsliding. I don't know what to say about the Jazz. They're like a team that's like, I don't know what to say about them. That's all I'm gonna say. Rockets 3-7 in their last 10. Finally found a little life. Jalen Green finally found a little life. So, 3-7 in the last 10. That's saying that. Grizzlies 2-8 in their last 10. GG Jackson been balling over there for them. So, if anything, they can say letting GG finish out the season strong and seeing what he got potential wise is good for them. Trailblazers 2-8 in their last 10. Um, just a young team over there trying to figure it out. I wonder what they're gonna do with Jeremy Grant this summer. Um, from the Pistons, I probably would love to trade for a guy like Jeremy Grant. I feel like he would solidify the power forward position for us. Um, Spurs 2-8 in their last 10. What to say? They up right now, playing the Pacers, I believe. Um, if I'm not mistaken. I'll give y'all an update on the games going on today before I go into Pistons basketball in a second. All right, so we going over to the Eastern Conference Celtics, 48-12. We said they was 50 up on 50 on the Warriors today. Cavaliers 6-4 in their last 10. We just played them the other day. Pistons. Um, we got the Bucks. Bucks 7-3 in their last 10. They showing some life. As bad as I want the Bucks to take some wood, they been showing some life and and finding some rhythm, which is scary. Giannis and Dame, those two guys together is always a scary combination. So you gotta watch out for those guys heating up. And though I said I'm rooting against them, when the playoffs get here, it's gonna be hard for me to root against Dame and stuff like that. But whatever. They 7-3. Doc, you keeping your name out the headlines. That's all I can say. Knicks 3-7. They railing. Of course, OG Anunoby and Julius Randle was still out, and that team is just looking like they trying to figure it out, trying to tread water a little bit, so to speak. Um, yeah, that's the Knicks. The Sixers 5-5 and their last 10. That's good for them to be treading water. That's purely what that is, treading water without Joel, which would probably make it. And they'll be a dangerous team. No team, nobody would want to face them in the playoffs, right? Heat 8-2 in their last 10, building some momentum. Even though I haven't been a fan of Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy just got a fan of winning me, just gotta, have it winning me over. But I'm still not rooting for the Heat. I'm not a fan of Jimmy Butler right now, but I like some of their pieces that they got. All right, the Magic 7-3 in their last 10. They just gave us wood today. What I mean by us is the Pistons. Magic was up by 20 plus points at some points of the game. They just completely dominated us today. So hats off to them for looking like a good team and getting a win versus a team that you should get a win against if you are a good team at this point in the season. So I gotta give the Magic some props and they rebuild and where they at this stage. And they literally are like a half game away from being in fourth as a fourth seed. So gotta give those boys some props. Pacers 6-4 in their last 10. Nah, but they treading water too. Tyrese Halliburton is hurt, so that's probably affecting them a lot. Bulls 5-5 in their last 10. That's got to be somewhat promising and saying something and probably speaking a lot to Kobe White and his uptick this year, his improvement this year. Kobe White is a good candidate for most improved player. Atlanta Hawks 4-6 in their last 10. They treading water. They without Trae Young right now, so that's that. Brooklyn Nets. They just I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about the Nets, man. Like I don't know how I would feel if I was a Nets fan. If I was a Nets fan, I'd probably be pissed because I feel like, yo, what are we doing, man? Like, what are we doing? So yeah, that's how I feel if I was a Nets fan. Raptors fan, I would probably feel the same way. Like, man, what are we doing? They 5-5 in their last 10, by the way. Hornets 5-5 in their last 10. That's probably good for them, especially when they just made some trades. Trey Man just came over there. Um, so that's probably positive for the for the Hornets. Pistons, we 3-7 in our last 10. Consider the type of season we done had. That's probably positivity too. And considering that we probably should have won a few of those games, it was a questionable calls by some referees in the last 10. That's probably good news. And even better news is the Wizards, the Washington Wizards have taken over as the worst team in the league. You know what I mean? So that's positive note, I guess you could say. So let's look at the games that's going on today. We had the Sixers got a win over the Mavericks. Um, Clippers beat the Timberwolves. Celtics beat the brakes off the Warriors. Magic beat down the Pistons. Raptors squeezed out a dub versus the Hornets. Um, Spurs is up on the Pacers right now. They're in the third quarter, halfway through. Knicks is up on the Cavaliers, halfway through the third, a little more than halfway through the third. And the Thunders and Suns play tonight at 8:30. 8:30 my time where I'm at, I should say. So let's talk about the Pistons. I'm not even gonna be long winded on this show. I'm gonna be rather nice, swift, and smooth. It's been 2 games since my last podcast. Cleveland Cavaliers game and then the Orlando Magic game. Or maybe it was that Bulls game too. I'm not sure. I think it was just that those 2 games. But if it was 3, my mistake. Um the fan base and I specifically have been critical um against Monty Williams and all his heavy rotations and heavy 5 in, 5 out bench play. Well, Monty Williams went away from that today versus these Orlando Magic, and it wasn't successful. So we got to analyze that. Um, I you gotta analyze it twofold. Like a lot of the starters had bad games. Kay Cunningham, Jaden Ivey specifically had a horrible game. He done had a bad stretch of a couple games. Like he's been looking really, really, really bad. His 3-point shot has left him within the past couple games. I'm hoping it find its way back. I'm gonna give him some grace because when you still look at the numbers, he shot 40% for the month of February. So this is a new month, but he's not starting this month off well. Kay Cunningham struggled from beyond the arc. The whole team struggled from beyond the arc. Besides like Evan Fournier. Um, I don't know if it's they Pistons made a change a couple games ago. Stewart came back into the lineup and they put Stewart in as a starter. I feel like that has changed a whole lot of spacing. Like even though Stewart is a good shooter himself, he doesn't add space. And I hate to be the space police because I'm the one who hate the narratives, right? But you can obviously see that teams are collapsing the paint. And you would think like we would get a lot more defensive 3-second calls just from how you can see teams clearly collapsing the paint on us and stuff like that, right? Um, I can't blame this game on Monty. Like this is not a game that I could blame on Monty. The players play awful. They look lethargic. Um, the ball look a little stickish a little bit, man. You know what I mean? I want to see more flow. I want to see the ball move with some more snap and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's just a Stewart problem or whatever the case may be. I just and not even just that, man. Players just gotta play better. Like Jaden Ivey definitely gotta be better, man. Like he's been horrible. Um, and it's gonna be hard for us to win. That puts a lot of pressure on our team. JD didn't have a real good solid game today. Like I feel like he forced a lot of. I don't know. Like I just didn't like the game I saw from JD. Like he forced a lot of stuff, put us in bad positions. I thought. Um, Evan Fournier came in there and he was playing hard, man. I was joking and I made a joke. Hey, Evan Fournier played hard as hell, but I don't care how the fuck hard he play. I don't care how hard he play. We is not paying that man on 19 million next year. That's for damn sure. Um, I don't know. Maybe he earning a spot somewhere else. Maybe he earning a spot here next year. If it was me, it's nothing that he could do to satisfy me. Like he's too old. I feel like we gotta. Uh, I don't know. I feel like we gotta get away from certain type of options, especially with this coach that we got. Like I don't know if he can have certain type of options, man, because he get crazy. Even though I feel like today was a perfect example of how you utilize your bench. Like you let your starters try to play, establish a rhythm, establish the flow of the game. You shorten the rotation, but then if it just don't work, then you allow some guys some minutes to get some feeling to get in there. Maybe they get some rhythm. Maybe they bring the game back into within reach, and then you can bring your guys back in. Like it was a point where we started to push the lead back, push back on the lead, and if it would have got down to 10 or something like that, I would have probably wanted him to bring the starters back in. But knowing him, he's the type of guy who probably wouldn't have did that. But whatever. I don't really have much to say except for I'm disappointed in the fact that we went back to our default, which is Isaiah Stewart at the power forward position. I gotta say, I've been loving Stewart lately. I've been feeling him as a player, as a valuable piece. I've been arguing on his behalf. I have been. But at the same time, him being in the starting lineup isn't the best thing for this team. And I'm gonna stand by that. And until that changes, until we find somebody that we can clear cut replace him with, then you know, it's gonna be hard. And that's that. And that's not blaming Stewart, right? I don't want to make him a scapegoat of the show because there is no scapegoat of the show. A lot of players got to play better. Um, and we could chuck this up as just one of those games. Like everybody was off. A lot of people were off. And that's the case may be. And we'll see. So I'm hearing the Pistons got a stretch of games where they gonna be like on every other day. So we'll be able to evaluate this team a lot going forward. That's all I got for y'all. I don't really got no smoke for nobody. I ain't really turned up. I ain't really hype on nothing. I still want to see shortened rotations. One game with shortened rotations is not gonna satisfy me when we had 50 games of heavy uh 12 players playing type of stuff. Yeah, so one game of short rotations is not gonna satisfy me. What I would love to see though is what the team would look like with Stewart back and Fontecchio starting. Like I would like to see that. Um, yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I'm not gonna overreact to this game. I'm gonna monitor the next couple games, and I get back with y'all with some feedback. But yeah, they stunk it up tonight. So for guys like me who was harping on the rotations, I can kind of shut it up for the night, man. And that's just being transparent, keeping it 100, being objective about the situation. My plan, my strategy didn't work tonight, even though my plan and my strategy wouldn't have Stewart start. But I ain't gonna make no excuses, no cop out, and that's no diss to Stewart because he's extremely valuable in this team. That's all I got for y'all, man. It's the Sports Guru. I'm your host, Fresh, man. Y'all know what to do, man. Like, subscribe, share the show, especially if you enjoy the content. Let's keep trying to reach more people and stuff like that. If you're interested in coming on the show to talk some sports, come on, man. I'll have you, man. Let's set up a date, time, and whatever like that. We can get it done. I'm probably gonna be back tomorrow, maybe talking some football. If not tomorrow, maybe the next day. But I'm definitely gonna be talking some football. I've been doing a lot of combine, taking a look at some combines, numbers, some RAS numbers. Um, going through doing some mock drafts. I probably did about 20 mock drafts. I'm probably do about 20, 25 more. I'm getting some thoughts from the fan base. Free agency is popping off March 13th, which is just so happened to be my daughter's birthday. 313, 313, baby. You know how that is. But hey, it's your host, Fresh. I'm out. Till the next time, D Sports Gurus. Let's get it.